I think I need to remind you that we're in a recession. You are just really killing it on the traffic front. I know 40% month over month growth recently on a big numbers. I mean, you can get big month to month growth on a little number, but you have a big number and you're growing nicely. Where's the traffic coming from? You haven't spent a dime in marketing. Where's your current traffic coming from, and what are your plans in the future to grow it?
Well, yeah, we haven't really done like a huge mega launch of Ranker just because we've been iterating so much as we've been going and learning from our users and changing the interface that it has sort of been almost more productive that way, and we've seen such good organic growth. We get traffic from three sources. We get direct traffic, and that's grown a lot this year. We get referring site traffic, and that has been growing this year. But the single largest source of growth that's caused the real spikes, because we're probably going to do 2.5 million unique visitors in May, is organic search. We've got a very search-friendly site with a lot of deep content and we're starting to see some real what Google calls authority for terms like list and top and best. So that's very encouraging. And we haven't had we haven't even had a flat week in organic search traffic all year.
And that was something else you did in the investment process that I think is instructional to other entrepreneurs. You actually gave us access to your Google Analytics. And said, look, take a look, this is what's happening. I think when somebody has that much confidence in their ability to deliver week over week, I mean, that just tells an investor you've got the right guy. So, again, another word of wisdom for folks that want to bet on themselves, that want to feel like they can deliver on their promise. So my personally favorite list is your 500 musical groups of all time, and yes, I voted the Beatles up. Probably voted them up more than once. I don't know if you negated my other votes.
We got that address covered, John.
I'm sure. So those lists are fun, and that's clearly driving a lot of traffic to your site. But I know you have plans to morph it. What's a use case? Sort of more of a business use case that you see for Ranker today, and then how do you see the value proposition of Ranker morphing over time?
Sure. Well, you're right that we have a lot of sort of what I would call more entertaining content that is, I mean, our site is by no means devoted just to sort of entertainment-focused content, but that tends to be the stuff that, takes off at the earlier stages, and we're certainly happy to see the amount of traffic going to the, I would say, less practical. Well, I mean, music that you love is sort of practical, but I would not necessarily consider it to be a practical business use case. But we also get a lot of traffic. We're ranking for a term like, I think I mentioned this already, best coupon best coupon websites, I think, so that you've got users voting up and down there. I mean, there's literally like 100 coupon sites. So just knowing which ones to hit from a user point of view based on positive and negative votes and lists is certainly a very valuable, time-saving, practical tool. In addition, we have content coming in from people. Like, for example, about a month ago, a list came in that really impressed me. It was it had something to do with like most popular or best diamond shapes for 2011 for people looking at buying wedding rings, and the list was made by somebody who had a site to sell wedding rings, but the key was that they didn't sit there and just say try to promote their own site.
Right.
They promoted a tangential part of the process with their expertise that was a really interesting and meaningful piece of content. And if you're searching for something so granular like diamond shapes, getting the information in a list format versus just a paragraph about something can frankly just be a lot more useful as just a problem solver.
Right.
And to answer your question about where we're going in the future, Ranker right now is mainly just a destination website, but we are definitely going to be porting the ranking platform over to third-party sites. I mean, right now you can embed a list on Ranker, but soon you'll be able to, you can embed a Ranker list on a third-party blog or site with just a few clicks, but soon you'll be able to actually, add an aggregated crowd ranking or vote ranked list to your site and let your community who are really passionate about the topic generate some sticky content for your site as well that will kind of live on both Ranker and your site and is kind of a content win-win.
Mm-hmm. Good. I look forward to that. I'll use that on my blog. And then lastly, just to wrap up, I'm going to bestow upon you the ability to hypnotize anyone listening to this. And so use good judgment here. Don't do anything illegal. What would you encourage them to do? What's your ask of anyone listening to this interview right now?
Well, that's an interesting question. So I love having a free form minute to talk. You know, Ranker, I've started. This is my fifth startup. They haven't all been you know, rocket ship internet startups. I've had small businesses that have done well just from a cash flow point of view, and none of them have failed. But I've been in an interesting situation where like you find yourself at certain points in startups where you're at that real inflection point. Like right now, Ranker has you know, 10 people here. We also have an offshore team of some coders and QA people. So we're still small enough that you know, and I'm hiring about 3 or 4 positions right now, and we're still at that size that everybody on the team can know everything going on to some degree, at least from a high level point of view or a mid level point of view. And you know, 3 or 4 people at any given project know the, you know, have huge input into actually seeing things that they're making decisions on and putting input into go live on the web on a pretty big content site within a week or two. And so I guess what my ask would be is that I know that my startup is at like the perfect learning curve stage for somebody who wants to be part of a startup right now. And I am hiring still for a few key roles. We definitely need some Java developers and database experts as well, especially because we've got this semantic platform that is, you know, really kind of bleeding edge and you know, doing things that are pretty interesting out there in a scalable consumer way. And I'm also looking for some you know, biz dev and marketing help. So if you're looking to you know, join a very inflection point startup where you can still make a huge difference and things haven't gotten too I guess siloed off into all, you know, kinds of little, you know, smaller, not learn as much job descriptions, I think, you know, I'd love to get your resume because we are actively seeking. The email address would be jobs@ranker.com, and looking for people who can wear a few different hats.
Great. Jobs@ranker.com. And we should say you're based in LA, but I'm sure you have some flexibility on some of those positions.
Yeah, I mean, we're definitely. I'm definitely looking for people who are all in and who are in LA.
Yeah.
That said, you know, there are some things that we just kind of need more of like a consulting role about. So that doesn't have to 100% be an LA person. But yeah, I'm looking for startup people,
Awesome.
and we have like what I would say is kind of a Silicon Valley style startup in LA.
Yep.
So if you're looking for that kind of experience, shoot me a resume. I'll promise I'll take a look.
Jobs@ranker.com. Yeah, a lot of folks that read this blog are entrepreneurs, so hopefully you'll get some action there. Well, Clark, thanks
Excellent.
again. I totally appreciate it. I know you're super busy. Just had twins and got a startup on the way. So thanks again, and we will be in touch.
And I like, John, I'm seeing what appears to be one of the better Beatles box sets right in the background of where I'm looking. So big thumbs up. Although they are not in my top 5 of all time, they're in my top 15 or so. And
well, I'm a bit older than you.
It's based on live performances as well as studio. That's, you know, the Beatles just weren't a live band. It is what it is.
Well, they were when they were 18 and 20, but
fair enough.
That's a long discussion.
It's too long for this blog.
That's right. All right. Well, thanks again, Clark. We appreciate it. Take care. Bye-bye.